Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Xander uses his tablet to read a story on Brady's arrest while he works at Titan. When Eric enters, he asks him if he's performing a victory dance. Xander claims that after witnessing what Brady did to his wife, he has every right to be pleased. Eric tells Xander they're going to have a conversation as he takes a seat. Eric is curious as to why Xander was standing over his brother, who was declared deceased, at his parents' house last night. Xander claims that his sole purpose in being there was to assure him that he would make Brady pay for what he had done to Sarah. Eric queries how Brady got shattered, and Xander has the same suspicions as everyone else. When the police showed up, according to Xander, he was intoxicated. Eric is not convinced by anything he says. Eric claims he wasn't drinking when he was at the pub with Brady. Recalling the incident where the stranger scratched his hand with his ring, he says Brady told him about it. Brady returns home and becomes completely dark. Xander queries what he's implying, that he paid a man to drug Brady, in an attempt to find out. This isn't medieval times, he chuckles. Eric claims to be aware of what Xander did and charges him with employing a thug, just like Victor, to carry out his dirty work. Eric aims to show that Xander was involved in this, despite Xander's accusations that he is insane. He assumes that Xander was going to murder Brady, but the police arrived before he could. Before Eric performs security duties on their behalf, Xander orders him to leave his workplace immediately. Eric turns to leave Xander furious. Tate pays his father a visit at the police station. Brady is handcuffed to a chair in the interrogation room. Brady says he wasn't intoxicated, but he regrets that his son had to witness Dad in that state last night. How can he even claim he wasn't drinking? Tate queries. Brady claims that something, not alcohol, knocked him out. After what happened to Sarah, he vowed never to drink again, and he abstained from alcohol last night. Tate claims to be on his side and to believe him. Brady finds it abhorrent that Tate would have two incarcerated parents. Tate claims he will be all right. Brady is cognizant of his grandparents. He queries Holly's situation. Tate discloses that Holly is furious and finds none of this understandable. He cannot be in a relationship with someone who is unable to recognize how much he loves and supports his father. He reports to his father that he discovered Holly looking for dirt on him in his room. Before Holly and EJ have been pals ever before Holly found out about Eric, he also believes that Holly and EJ are working together, and he believes that EJ set Holly up for this. Brady tells his son not to be harsh with Holly because he believes EJ is using her rage as a weapon against him. Brady thinks they will ultimately depend on one another. Brady appreciates his son's warmth and compassion and is proud of him. Brady promises his father he will see him soon and has to go to catch up on academics. Brady is upset about what EJ is doing by himself. Kristen questions EJ at the DeMera mansion about his reasoning for getting Brady jailed once more given the lack of solid evidence against him. Sarah recalled that Brady was the one who struck her, despite EJ's obvious lack of hearing. Brady will at last pay for his misdeeds, he claims. They both know Sarah is lying, according to Kristen. Kristen explains to him that not even Marlena was able to restore Sarah's memories and that her complete recollection following the announcement that Brady would not be prosecuted seems a little fortuitous. Sarah, according to EJ, is an upright citizen and a Horton. Kristen brings up the fact that Sarah lied to him twice regarding her child's paternity. EJ believes this has to do with Kristen's continued love for Brady despite his abhorrence of her. Kristen tells him that Rachel would be distraught if her father was arrested, and that she and Brady are becoming closer. She claims that Brady and Sarah did not force Nicole to leave him, and that this is about harming Brady in order to harm Eric. EJ is furious that Brady still caused Sarah's disability, and he will make sure he pays. We'll see about that, Kristen exclaims to him before storming away. To see how Brady is doing, Kristen shows up at the station. Brady responds that EJ deserves this, even as she berates him for what he's doing to him. He needs to fight, and Kristen promises to fight with him. Nothing more can be done, he informs her, but Kristen has another idea. Kristen claims she can make Sarah vanish once more. Brady advises Kristen to do nothing and to wait for justice to be served. Kristen is unable to. She sobs, telling him that she will stop at nothing to save Rachel because she loves and needs him too. She leaves irrationally. Sarah is taken to the park by Fiona, where they sit and converse. Fiona realizes she lied to the police about Brady, and she wants to talk to her about it. Sarah queries Fiona's assumption that she doesn't recall Brady operating the vehicle. Admitting to lying to the police, Fiona told Xander what she had heard her say. Fiona maintains that she wasn't attempting to listen in. Why did she lie? She asks. Sarah clarifies that she was left with no option since Xander intended to kill Brady and staged the death as a suicide. To keep Brady and Xander safe, she had to tell lies to the police. Fiona sobs, saying that it's all her fault. Fiona has harmed Brady, Sarah, and her son. Fiona acknowledges that she is ultimately to fault for everything, despite Sarah's assurances to the contrary. Sarah questions Fiona about her belief that she is to blame for this. As a recovering alcoholic, Fiona claims she should have seen the warning signs while she was with Brady when he was drinking. She's hoping Sarah will pardon her. What's done is done, according to Sarah, and there is nothing to forgive. Although Sarah detested lying to the authorities, Brady will pay a price for his deeds. Fiona hasn't heard Sarah express a desire for Brady to pay. Sarah didn't at first, but the more she considered it, the more she came to the conclusion that intoxicated drivers ought to face consequences. Sarah says Brady just left her there after hitting her. Sarah is told by Fiona how much she means to her. She wouldn't have met her granddaughter, made amends with her son, or been to Salem if it weren't for her. They embrace when she informs Sarah that she treats her like a daughter. Sarah affirms her affection for her and insists their conversation should remain private. Fiona refers to it as their little secret and understands. Eric comes overhearing them in the forest. Returning to Xander's office, he takes out the untraceable pistol he bought. He claims that if the legal system fails, he will be forced to handle things himself. EJ returns to the station to visit Brady. EJ hopes his sister didn't give him any hope because he knows she was there to see him. EJ claims that Kristen won't be able to keep him out of jail for the next 20 or more years because of Sarah's statement. Additional, Stephen Nichols honoring Drake Hodgson. Sitting in the mansion's living room, Kristen tells Stefano's picture that although she is aware that Brady is a nice man and that she loves him, she also knows that John Black was his enemy. Kristen is aware that her father would aid her in saving him if he were present. There is nothing I can do to get Brady out of the save for a Merkel, she sobs. Of course you're not here, and EJ has Sarah's statement. Dr. Rolfe exits the hidden passageway abruptly. Kristen looks at him in shock. Holly is using her laptop in Horton Square when she notices Sophia and wants to leave. Calling her to stop, Sophia informs her that she has been hired by the DA as an adolescent detective. Tate told Sophia about her espionage games, and Sophia finds it low even for her. She assumes it was due to her ex-stepfather. Holly queries how Sophia is involved in any of this. After Tate confided in her, Sophia claims he made it her business. Holly claims Tate's father drove while intoxicated, crippling her aunt, therefore she has every right to be upset. Sophia queries how Tate is at fault, pointing out that Tate seeks solace from her considering the way she is handling him. Holly is aware that Sophia has spent months attempting to kidnap Tate. Sophia says she's giving him to her, she doesn't need to take him. Sophia claims that even though she is sexually oppressed, it to her advantage and that even if she were to come out, Tate wouldn't be as satisfied as she is. Holly gives Sophia a slap before Tate bursts in and exclaims, "Holly! How are you spending your time?" After checking on Sophia, he asks Holly what's wrong with her. Tate claims Holly didn't need to hit Sophia, even though Holly claims Sophia began it. Tate is told by Sophia that she initiated it. Holly is shocked that Tate is siding with Sophia when he tells her that she doesn't have to bear the consequences of this. Sophia claims that she instigated the dispute and that her only regret is for him and his father. She claims that Holly slapped her after she confronted her about what she had done. Holly contends that was not the case. Tate tells Holly that she's done enough harm and to quit. He claims that although EJ was probably manipulating her, his dad told her to be kind with her, and he is over it. Is Tate ending their relationship? Holly queries. She labels Tate a coward who can't even say it when he becomes silent. They're done, says Holly, and Sophia and she deserve each other.